Hi everyone, this is Sister Young. I'd like to talk for a minute about discussion boards. I often have students ask, why do we have to do discussion boards? What is the purpose? And I even have some proactive students that ask questions like, how can I make the discussion boards work better for me? And so I want to talk about how to really use the discussion board. So what is the purpose of a discussion board? You all learned in GS 120 what the principles of the BYU Idaho Learning Model are, and one of those is that the principle of teach one another. The purpose of our discussion board is to teach each other and learn from each other about writing. So how can we do that? So these are discussion board tips for the hungry learner. My first tip, come early and come back. So I invite all of us to get on the discussion board early, Monday or Tuesday every week, and put our initial post up and then come back, not just once during the week, but maybe 2 or 3 times to see where the discussion is going. And then come back again. Might not hurt to check Monday morning for the previous week's discussion board just to see if someone else commented on your post or answered a question for you. In the words of Yoda, wisely you'll choose, and answer you must. You are asked to answer specific discussion board prompts, and I invite you to go back once you've written your response and double check and make sure that you've really answered all of the questions in the prompt. Many of those prompts ask 2 or 3 part questions, and it's usually the later questions that carry the most weight as far as instructing us and learning about good writing. Come with questions. Ask yourself, what can I learn about writing from these comments today? What is here that can help me improve my assignment that you're currently working on? Ask questions, and that will help you get thinking, and you'll be able not only to learn better, but you'll also come up with new things to share on the discussion board. Use a shovel, not a pat. In other words, when you're responding to someone else's post, don't just say, oh, good job, I really like that. Use a shovel, dig deep. Add an experience or a scripture, or ask a question. Challenge somebody a little bit to think a little deeper, or come up with a new aspect for us to all consider. So dig deep with that shovel. Converse, that means to talk to people. When you notice that someone hasn't had any responses on their initial post, go ahead and talk to them. Make sure that all of the discussion threads have something happening. And even the teacher, I often post questions that I feel will help people think about the lesson in a different way, or maybe help us dig a little deeper. And I love it when students will take time to read what I've written and respond and think about those. This is a visual representation of what I hope our discussion boards can look like. Multiple small groups having good discussion, learning together, and a busy place, an active place. It's okay to disagree with someone else on the discussion board. This will come into play in a couple of weeks as we start getting into more of our critical writing and tackling some interesting and sometimes controversial topics. Just remember to disagree kindly. So your instructions ask that your initial post be somewhere between 150 and 100 and 150 words. And what does that look like? This here is about 150 words. And then your responses, they ask that to get enough meat in there, you need to have about between 50 to 75 words. You can have more than that, although it's not required, but this is kind of visually will help you see about where to target the size of your answers. And that's my information. So we'll see you on the discussion board.